etec.
Shut up. Look at those panels just fucked up that happened.
I know, they're pretty loud, huh?
Ow, it's a hip buster.
Really? Yeah. Well, what hurts it? What
I
about?
don't know though. This could be a hip buster too, because my hip's not what it was last year.
Not great. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like mine better.
Do you?
Way better.
I don't think you'd really like a taller seat.
All right, then we'll stay right here.
Yeah. No, I really don't. I think bars, yeah. But
Bars, studs.
yeah.
I can make this a good sled. This bag makes it.
Thank God for that bag. All right, so today I figured I would talk about the rMotion X rear suspension. As you guys saw in my pickup video, I was kind of questioning the front arm adjustment. I thought it wasn't the same from left to right, but it actually turns out it is, so that's what I'm gonna show you guys today. And then I'm going to adjust it to the more transfer happy position. I rode the sled last year with the arm in the upper position, so where it's gonna transfer less weight. So I'm definitely the most excited to try it in the more transfer happy position, and then share what I think with you guys and kind of go from there. So this video will show you how to do it. It'll kind of explain it a little bit, because I know for me, I was kind of asking questions about, is my skid set up properly? And there wasn't a ton of information out there. I was kind of getting contradicting information, so this will kind of be the final say on what it is if you guys are curious. And obviously if you already understand it, you don't need this video, but it can kind of show you what's entailed with adjusting it. So as you can see on this side, there's this little, I'm gonna just call it a dimple on the cam. And you can see it's down. So here you can see weight transfer adjuster, less weight transfer, it goes down on this side, more weight transfer, it goes up. Now on this side, you can see it says for less weight transfer, you have the little dimple on the cam adjuster up. And then for more transfer, you have it down. So that's where I was confused. I thought the cams would look the same from left to right. But if you actually look at the arm itself, you can see that both sides are in the upper position. You know, you can kind of almost see where they could be dropped down lower in the skid. So I guess that's more what to pay attention to, or obviously read the sticker. So I just want to give a shout out to Jeff at Bibbins, because he did say that. He went and talked to his tech and they said it's going to be different left to right. Obviously that's true. So if your adjusters are actually the same left to right, so like that little dimple is up on both sides or down on both sides, that is actually wrong. So that needs to be adjusted. I've seen people say online that they're not even sure you can actually do that, so hopefully that's the case. And then we're gonna dig in, and hopefully this won't be too long of a job, and we can get the front arm adjusted to the more transfer happy position. Alright, so I was curious if I would be able to do this without taking the torsion spring off. You definitely can't. There's this black bolt that has to come out, and it has to actually like come out. So you definitely have to take your torsion spring off. It's not too hard. Just put it on one and then take it out. I didn't loosen my track tension yet. I don't know if that might cause a problem later trying to put it back in, but we'll see. So there's a washer in between the arm and the skid, which is right here. So don't forget to not lose that and to put it back in. And then here is your cam adjuster. So obviously before it was in the upper position like this, and now we're gonna move it down like this. You can feel that obviously it hasn't been in this way, so there's like a little bit of extra paint and stuff, so I'm gonna probably have to use a rubber mallet to kind of knock that in there. I'm gonna do the other side. Probably don't need to show you guys that because you've already seen this side, but I'll let you know if once I get the other side out, if that causes an issue with the actual arm itself or not, like if it drops down or anything. So we will see. So as I suspected, the adjustable cams are the same left to right, so that's why they have to be opposite. As you can see, there's no difference between where the part that blocks out the hole and the actual opening are. So yeah, that's why left to right is the opposite, but it kind of explains it. And like I said, that was part of the reason I wanted to do this for you guys, to kind of show it off if you're not as acquainted with all the Ski-doo idiosyncrasies. And yeah, I just thought it was kind of an interesting thing to point out. Alright, so unfortunately my camera was dead while this was going on, but what I ended up doing was, with the torsion springs completely off, you're able to compress the suspension, and I just put a block up underneath in the front, as you can see down there, and that was able to give me enough kind of pushback on the skid to get the adjustment in the more transfer happy position. Now we will check out the right side and see how that goes. I still haven't loosened the track tension yet. So far it hasn't been necessary, but it could be to get that other side. This one was pretty close, so we'll see how it plays out. So here's an annoying thing. On this side, the bogey wheel is actually mounted farther forward. Like you can see the gap on the other side. So you actually can't get a socket on it. So you got to take this right bogey wheel off in order to drop the right side of the front arm to the lower position. So I guess start with that, because you're going to have to do it anyway. Alright, there's the finished product. As you can see right here, I now have that little dimple towards the top, and you can see on the little diagram there that shows that's more transfer versus obviously less. So the bolt hole is now towards the bottom. So as you can see on this side, the cam is down, but on the little diagram there, it shows that the cam dimple being down means there's more transfer. So definitely just something to keep in mind. And the funny thing was, actually, while I was filming this video, I had somebody comment on my pickup video and say, oh, if they're different, they're wrong. So there's definitely some confusion out there with the rMotion X, where the cam is supposed to be left versus right. They are supposed to be different, left side versus right side. That's why Ski-doo has that little diagram on there. The reason is the cams are the same, so they're not mirrored, probably to keep things simpler in the production process, but because of that, they're gonna look different left to right. So if you pick your sled up and they're different, that's correct. If you pick your sled up and they're the same, that's wrong. I really don't think you could ever get them in to be the same. Like, I think the front arm would fight you too much. You would have to really put some pressure on it to get it to like torque that way. But just in case, you know, I have had people tell me that theirs are the same. I'm not sure if they mean just looking at the bolt hole or looking at that little kind of dimple on the cam. But that's what I experienced. I'd probably give the job like a 7 out of 10 as far as difficulty goes, depending on how intensively you do it. Like if you loosen your track tension and all that stuff, it's gonna obviously take you a little bit longer. I was able to just take the torsion springs off. You do have to take that one idler wheel off. And then I think that was pretty much it. You should obviously check your track tension at the end. I really didn't notice much of a difference with mine. If there is one, it's very minimal, so I don't have to actually readjust it for myself, but definitely something that you guys should check out, just depending on mileage and how it turns out for you. I would not want to do this in the cold. I can definitely say like it's like 50 degrees today, and if everything was kind of like, you know, salt covered and winter ridden, it'd be much more of a pain. This is a brand new sled, so everything is nice and fresh and not kind of full of corrosion and stuff. So for that reason, it wasn't too awful, but if you had bolts fighting you and stuff, this would just be such a worse job. Definitely don't go into it thinking it's gonna be something quick. You do have to take quite a few pieces off to adjust it, but once they're off, I found it with the torsion springs off, you can compress the suspension and get the bolt holes to line up without having to loosen your track or pull the skid backwards. That was just for me. It might not work for everybody, but like I said, that worked for me. Put Loctite on everything. You know, you definitely don't want to play around with that. All these suspension parts are going to be constantly moving. Other than that, you know, that's pretty much it. Definitely worth it, you know what I mean? And definitely cool to be able to have it. I'd for sure rather have the adjustability than not. So good for Ski-doo for putting it in there, and they're kind of always known for that, in my opinion. They're definitely the type of company that is just always about adjustability. So I give it to them on that. I do have the adjustable shims on the front suspension. I'm going to leave them in the middle for now, but if we get to some big powder days, I'll probably narrow that up. But yeah, other than that, I think we're pretty dialed until I get the sled out on the trails and I can kind of try all the different adjustments. Everything's pretty much at like 1 right now, so I'll see how I like it like that and kind of go from there. Sled's looking good. I hope this helped you guys out. And if you have any questions down below, definitely ask me. I can give you guys some opinions and some guidance if you need it. Looking forward to trying it on the more transfer happy position, because like I said, I tried it with the more skis down position last year on the 2020.5 XRS. And I like that, but you know, we'll see how much transfer this actually gives the sled. So thanks again for watching, Brap Gang, and we'll see you in the next video.